All right, we've got Mr. Olanrewaju here with us. He is the National Public Relations Officer for Ipman. Good morning. Thank you for coming on today.
Good morning, Chamberlain.
Well, this is another time that many just keep wondering. They don't understand why we have to keep facing this. No, just look to us, don't worry. So, for instance, this scarcity, we've had different comments, including from the NNPC. So from your perspective as Ipman, what did you find as the cause of this? Of the scarcity. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning, viewers. The question is the cause. You see, the situation is petroleum sectors. There are chains of deliveries. There are chains from importing the product getting to the depot, batching the discharging, prepare the ticket. If there is any problem along the chain, even if it is one day, it has multiply effect on the supply. So that is how it started. It was one of the chain that was broken.
Which of the chain?
The supply chain. And
supplies from NNPC.
Supplies from NNPC. But there wouldn't have been problem if we have to be practical. We should be reasonable on these issues. There wouldn't have been problem. Nigeria would have not known. NNPC is the sole importer. Now, there are some challenges along the line before now that is not exposed to the public. So, is one of the one of the implications of those problems is what transfer and it goes out to the public.
What are these problems?
Okay. One of the problems, the NMDPRA, when we are about in February, we have a challenges with the renewal of licenses for the marketers. You know, IPMA have about 75% of retail outlets in Nigeria. So if anything happened to IPMA, it will have effect. Because other sectors like major marketers, retail, they can't fill up the gap. So they start with that renewal license. We're supposed to renew, but they just jack up the price for about 500, 600%.
Do you need to get any prior communication?
No.
Was it directed to Ipman or both Ipman, MoMA, and everybody?
What we are aware is our own. We don't know of MoMA or whatever. But when we got to know this, we tried to approach them. But the management, they were not ready to discuss with us. And even in the Petroleum Industry Act, the bill, if you want to increase any level, you have to have communication with the stakeholders. What he did is illegal. So we thought we should talk to our member to slow down so that we discuss. But we are not giving audience. So that was since around December. November, December, that is when we renew. So we are trying to discuss. So by February, when NATO have strike, you see, in the industry, NATO, IPMA, PTD, we work together. So an injury to one is an injury to all. So when there are issues in NATO, everybody was involved. So when we go to the minister to discuss about the NATO issue, we come up with our own issue too, that this is the problem that is going on. Now, the NMDPRA, they are owing us about 200 million. You're supposed to pay all this money. It's not government money. It's not government money. I don't know. You see, an individual is the problem in this country, not government most of the time.
An individual?
Yes. Yes. Not government.
But the individual is in government.
Of course.
So it's government.
No, you see, the issue is this. This man, this particular individual, has been in the industry for a very long time. He has been
NNDPRA?
No. He has been in this thing, NNPC before, and retail and whatever before he retired. before you get to that NMPDRA, we know it's anti-design. It will not come up. You just be having issues. There is no way you don't create issues. Now, we want to discuss with him. We couldn't get any audience until when there is crisis, the minister called us. When we are with the minister, we raise our issues.
Pardon me. Before the NATO issue came,
Yes.
which you seized the opportunity, Ipman, and then spoke to the minister about this problem. Why didn't you bring the problem to the minister before the NATO issue?
No, we were trying to reach the office of NMDPRA, but it's not forthcoming. They didn't give us audience.
So why didn't you?
So when we get to the minister about the crisis, the sector industry, the crisis then, now the minister was asking about, we told the minister the issues, and the particular about the money is owing us. And the renewal, he said, no, we should not discuss the renewal here. Why should it be this? This is family affairs. Why can't you go to his office and discuss it? So let's just handle the issue of money that we want to look at the way to pay the money. We said, no problem.
Sorry, wait. Are you saying that an individual sits down, unilaterally fixes this price, and all Ipman members have got to comply? Is his way or the highway?
Yes. So that's the issue. Now, within our members, about 70% of our members were not able to leave product before now, because you can't access NMPC retail portal when your license is expired. That is what is happening before this crisis. That is what compiled, that is what caused all this problem. A lot of marketers will not get product. Now, if you want to get product, you have to go to private depot. Even if you get to private depot, they will check off.
When was the last time that there was an increase in that fees?
Before now, before this present one, I think it's about 3 years ago. And it's just a marginal increase.
So that means it was due for increase, but it's the procedure that you're faulting.
Yes.
Not that they should not increase it.
The increase should not be as high as like 500, 600%.
That's one of the issues you said.
It's one of the issues.
Which one is the other one? How many issues are there?
The other one is the private depot owners issues. You know, NNPC supply them product. When NNPC give them product, if you go to any filling station,
when you say they don't have filling stations, they only have depot. They have tank farms, but nowhere to sell.
Some of them have retail outlet. That's where I'm coming to. Some of them that even have a retail outlet to sell. If you know what they are selling at that station and know what they are selling to us, it's too high. And when we don't have any other choice, when we can't get from NNPC, we have to go to them.
Private depots, okay.
Yes.
So how are they the problem?
The problem is, you know, when you get to any filling station, you see the price tag. You can't see the price tag in any depot. And NNPC have a platform that in my house, I can check and pay money and do transaction. In their own, you have to go through third party.
Why?
Because they don't fix price. They don't want you to know the price. The price is going up every day.
They're not transparent.
They are not transparent. This thing is about figures. We're supposed to know, Nigeria is supposed to know. DSS is all depot. They're supposed to know what price are they selling. If private depots sell, as at now, as at yesterday, some of them that have product is selling about 850 naira. When you put haulage, your transportation costs, how much will you sell as a retailer?
What are these third-party people called?
They are faceless.
But you buy from, how can it be faceless?
That is
buy from?
That is the risk we are taking. That is the truth.
You buy from faceless third party?
No. You see, they do it as somebody that is doing the orca.
I'm still not clear. So there's petrol in the private depots or fuel in the private depots.
Yes.
You cannot approach the private depot owners to buy directly.
Yes.
You have
Even
to
if you approach, they will not give they won't give you their account number to pay into directly. You have to pay into through someone.
Why?
That is that is the problem we are facing in Nigeria. That is Nigerian factors. That is what I'm saying.
No, it is those individuals' factor. Because there are several Nigerians who are doing good things.
Yeah, Chamberlain. You see, in what I'm saying, there are some government agencies that cannot deny they didn't know, they are not aware.
Of all of this?
Of all of this.
Do you think they settled those individuals who know?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why did they keep quiet?
That is why I don't know. Because if you don't import for a product, there is no new product, you are just discharging. You are selling your old price, old stock. And you are selling as high as 850, 800 naira, 700 naira. When we hear this price, we can't imagine it. So can you imagine somebody in Abuja that want to transport the product from Lagos to Abuja? How much will that person charge? How much will he sell it? Remember, there is nowhere they manufacture money. You get your access money from bank. And bank interest rate now is 28, between 28, 30. You have to add all these things up.
I'm just a little curious. Is it also Ipman that is saying that the government needs to pay them bridging costs?
Yes.
It's Ipman
Yes,
as well.
Yes.
Well, we're not unaware of the rates that were increased, because when this issue came up during the NATO strike, indeed, I think we spoke with Ipman in that period, and they did talk about the renewal rates and how it was exorbitant. Yeah. But the argument then was that they were trying to see, just like banks, now that the CBN has now told that your recapitalization for the different categories, depending on what category you belong to, has now gone up. And you have to go and see how to raise funds from different parts. They are saying that they want only very strong players to be in the petroleum sector. That's what we're hearing from the operators. And that they want, it should not be an all-comers affair. And that's one of the reasons why they have increased the licensing rates. Is this something that, amongst members, are you discussing to see how it is that perhaps, because it's only one licensing fee that will be paid at the end of the day. If maybe, say, 50 members come and bear one name, for instance. No,
it's not like that. You pay license for each of the stations, each of the filling stations.
It won't work like that?
Yes, you pay licenses for each of the filling stations.
So it's not per
company,
name?
No.
It's not per company?
Yes. It's per the station.
It's per the station?
Yes.
That is interesting. So how does it then strengthen the sector, if that's the argument that the regulator is making?
No, you see, this issue is a constitutional issue. In the PIA bill, you cannot unilaterally decide to increase any levy. It's there. They know it's there. You're supposed to call the stakeholder and discuss. Because there is nothing new you can tell us. We know everything. If you want to say anything about the cost, the expenses, the rates, so we should know how to discuss and agree on particular. The issue is not in any normal situations. The high is too high, it's too much.
The reason I'm asking this, because you have said this is per station. Yes. My colleague asked you earlier as to whether it affects Dapman, Moman, and all these other people. Yes. You say you don't know about them.
It will affect them. Definitely, it will affect them. Because I'm not speaking for them, but definitely it will affect them.
So if this is per station, it will be across board?
Yes.
But they haven't said anything?
They may not say anything.
You don't think that this is a time when you should bind together and see how it is you can make your voice stronger, since it's cutting across board?
You see, IPMA, the government that creates independent petroleum marketers, it was the government making. Before then, it was the multinational that is in all sectors. But they look at the downstream, that our people, Nigerians, are supposed to be a player in this sector too. Because we are at the end of the tail. We are retailers. We are to sell for the consumer. And if you check now, in all angles, in all local governments, you will see IPMA member there. Mm-hmm. These multinationals don't go there. And you see, the source of their capital is more cheaper. Some of them get facility for 1% or 0.something%. But in Nigeria, to get money, it's about 28 to 30%. There is no electricity.
So what's your point?
My point is the environment of doing business in Nigeria is more harsh. And there is no basis for any government to try to kill the independent marketers. Because it was the government that created it.
So wait,
for a purpose.
you're suggesting some individuals in government are doing some of these things to kill Ipman?
Yes, deliberately. Yes.
Well, this is the current situation that we have on hand now. There's fuel is scarce, and people have to queue at the different stations. Now that you have said that this is the situation, this is a part of the reasons why the break in the supply logistics, has now, been made obvious by the fact that a lot of IPMA members are unable to access the NNPC, the portal as a result of the expiration of their licenses. Is there a conversation ongoing there now, looking at the fact that the NNPC will want to? I want to imagine that they want to avoid this sort of embarrassing situation in future. Are they having a conversation with you now?
NNPC is having a conversation, but the main problem is this. Since February up till now, our president has been calling the individual. He has not been picking, not until yesterday, when all chairmen have meeting and say they want to withdraw the service again. It was yesterday they then called. That is the problem. That's what I'm saying.
Who is this individual?
It's in the NNPDPRA.
Is he the chief of the NNPD?
He's the chief there.
You're reluctant to call his name?
I don't need to call names. I'm not supposed to call names.
From what you've said, this fuel shortage that we're experiencing today will not be the last. Because from what we hear you say, that these issues that have not been addressed, of course, there could be another scenario tomorrow, and your members, either NIPCO or whichever group, can still feel, no, this is not right, because some individuals sit down and take certain decisions. So it's going to be difficult for lots of people to imagine that this is not going to be the last one, because many thought they've increased the price of petrol. Nigerians should not be subjected to this very harrowing experience to get this product. Because when they tell us, right pricing, you can't survive with this, people get the impression that once the deregulation is gone, all these issues will be gone. But from what you're saying, we're still far from getting it right. Or what would you want to see done now? Because I know that Ipman has said, give our members product. By the way, let me even ask you, why is Ipman not also directly importing petroleum products?
You see, presently, the importer is so, the NNPC is so importer of the product.
But NNPC has said, look, anybody who wants to, the market is deregulated. Import your product if you want.
Yes. It's difficult because you can't source, if you want to import, it's on dollar. So how will you source your finance? How will you source the dollar?
So the challenge. Members cannot come together.
Members can come together.
So even if they come together?
Yes, if they come together, by the time you import products, how will you source the dollar? It's in billions of dollars. So when you source it and bring the product, the price is going to high. NNPC have arrangement of importing products. They are not using cash. That is why it's more easy. That is why they can sell it this price.
What do they use?
They have arrangements. That is, I don't know, I can't be specific. But I know they have, I know they are not paying dollar to import.
Why can't Ipman do the same arrangements?
We can do. We don't have that resources. We don't have, our resources are limited. That is our challenge. That is why we cannot even be comparing with the multinational company. There are some multinational companies that can import product from even their partner company in the other country.
How can that be addressed?
You see, it can be addressed if the problem is, by the time you look at the sectors, you discover there is no level playing ground on this issue. When you want to deregulate, everything should be purely on deregulation. If it's not like that, I don't think there is nothing.
How do you mean? What has not been deregulated?
Can't you see the difference in the price NNPC retail is selling with even the major marketer and the IPMA? It's what you get, that we are selling. The retail is selling, NNPC retail is selling, I think, 580 naira per liter. While some major marketers are selling 620.
No, but the regulation
doesn't... How much
doesn't...
are you selling IPMAN, depending on where you are?
It's depending on the location and where we are.
Yes, in Abuja, how much are you selling?
I'm not in Abuja, I'm in Ilorin.
How much are you selling in Ilorin? You have members in Abuja, and you're talking to us here in Abuja.
No, you see, the situation is, it depends on the situations. That is, we are the most disadvantaged part of this sector. That is what we are saying. That is our grievances. That's the challenge we are talking about.
But the regulation doesn't mean everybody will sell at the same price.
Yeah.
Does it?
But the margin should not be much. If NNPC retail is selling 580, somebody is supposed to be selling 600 or 590 or 580, 50 kobo. That's supposed to be the difference. It's not supposed to be 580 and 620. Can you see the difference?
40
or
naira.
640.
60 naira.
Those are the things.
Well,
You see, when you are the regulator and you are the operator, does it look well?
No, wait.
it's a sensitive sector.
Yes.
They have argued that it's a sensitive sector. They cannot leave it solely
Yes, they
to
should
operators.
not. They should not. But NNPC retail, they should let it be independent. Look for product the way we are looking for. That is how it's supposed to be.
The NNPC retail should be an orphan child when it has a father that has...
That is the... What of us? What about us? What about us?
Well, it's a very interesting conversation.
Yes, that is the situations.
Yes, it's a very interesting conversation, but I think that what people are really wondering about is the fact that in spite of all of these arrangements, because whether or not you accept, we always see that there are queues at the NNPC retail. Most people don't want to queue for any reason. Yeah. So they will still come to the independent marketers. I oftentimes buy from an independent marketer because I cannot afford to queue. So when you look at that, you will always have your own customers. If that is the situation, this product ought to be available. So that's why people are still befuddled as to how it is that a small glitch could have affected supply in such a way that, you know, even you, that ordinarily you'll be looking for customers, don't even have enough to sell.
That is the problem. It's because all the supply sectors are from Lagos. And can you see how big Nigeria is? NNPC have their own depot, big investment.
You know?
They have their own depot. But they don't find anything, they don't supply any of those depots again. They concentrate on private depots.
Private depots. That's a very big one that you just mentioned there. And the NNPC only supplies private depots and they ignore their own depots.
If they supply all of that depot that is their own, they don't need to pay anything because they are paying money to those private depots. So they don't need to pay money to all those their own depots. The supply chain will have been reduced.
Let me confirm from you. Would you really say, because there are those who have argued that this subsidy, that there is actually still subsidy being paid, or, you know, subsidy is still happening somewhere. Is this something that IPMAN is aware of?
No, we are not aware. We have limitations and capability. We are not of that level. Our home is to give us product and sell it. We are a retailer.
All we have heard you say is importation. Why can't you have these products done locally here? Modular refineries, your members can have modular refineries.
Of course.
Can have other facilities.
Of course.
Are they focusing only on importing the product?
No. Like Port Harcourt refinery, I think it will come up very soon, within this month. I'm very sure.
Which Port Harcourt refinery?
Yes.
The same one?
Yeah. The same one.
And
even Dangote will start very soon.
Okay. Well, we had this. Let me let Ayo ask you the next question. He has some questions, so maybe he knows what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Many Nigerians is let there be fuel. So, well, Mr. Olanrewaju, just one or two issues that I would like to raise with you here on this particular matter. Now, did you see this fuel scarcity coming? We understand that from conversations that are ongoing, this should be over in this week. Do you agree? So two things I'd like you to very quickly address. Did you see it coming, that we'll get to this point? And was it something that could have been avoided? That's on the one hand. On the other hand is, do you agree with those who say this should be over before the end of this week?
You see, the fact of the matter is we see it coming. It's not strange. It's not It's not something we don't see it coming. We see it coming. Because it's when you see what is happening, by the time 100 marketers are supposed to pick product, and it's only 10 that are able to pick, definitely those that didn't get product, they will source what they have. So, and we are the retailer. So when you don't have anything to say, like all my stations now, we shut off for more than 3 weeks. So, and it's not only me, it's happening to so many other people. So
for how long?
To come to this.
Yeah.
And you see
For how long do you see this lasting?
The funniest thing is, I should not be specific, because as at yesterday, I thought they are discharging product already. But this morning that I discovered that make check, because when I know I'm coming here, I have to make some checks again. When I make the check, I discover the smaller vessel that's supposed to transload from that bigger vessels to bring product to the depot. I've not yet do that. So, and it takes time to do all those things. Those are the NMPC responsibility, and I think they are on it.
What
supposed to have discharged yesterday.
Yeah. How hopeful are you that this issue will be resolved between today and Friday?
Which of it? Is it the supply or the issue? Because there are some certain things that we are managing before now. And the multiply effect of it is one of those things that we are saying. If we have 500 marketers or 500 filling stations that are supposed to pick products and are not able, only 10 or 20 pick, they design that all products should be sent to Abuja. You know, Abuja is not only Nigeria. So that is the problem. That's why I can't be too specific.
Okay. Well,
this thing is a simple economics. Demand and supply. When there is excess supply, demand, everything will crash.
Okay, so Mr. Olanrewaju, just one last, just a quick one. Speak to the supply in particular. I know that there are other issues, just as you have mentioned, and it's not just Ipman that is raising those issues. Almost everybody in the supply chain, in the petroleum industry, in the oil industry, is complaining about one thing or the other. But speak to the supply side of fuel in Nigeria. Do you see this particular current crisis being decided upon, action taken, that will ease the pressure on Nigerians between now and Friday? What has to happen if that issue is to be resolved, if the issue is to be resolved between today and Friday?
Today is Wednesday. If they could be able to get the smaller vessels today, well, I don't think it's going to be Friday. Because maybe today the smaller vessels may have been discharged, getting into the private depot. There is fuel at the coastal, on the sea now. There's NNPC fuel there. But it's a big vessel. It can't come to the depot. So that was what and I know they are working on. Yes, they need smaller vessels to bring it. So, and I know they are working on it.
So it should be what, 2 weeks?
No, I can't be specific. It shouldn't be up to that. It shouldn't be up to that.
Well,
but when it's Friday is just 2 days. That's
for Lagos, for instance. Lagos should get it faster than
any other state, yes. But so I can't be specific about the date. That's it.
But your members in Ilorin now, I mean, as someone who is in Ilorin, when do you think their problems will be resolved there?
You see, our trucks have been in Lagos for more than 3 weeks. I personally. More than 7 trucks are in Lagos as an individual. Like, that's why if you get to Lagos, you discover, like, all the trucks in Nigeria is there. But we can't get the product.
And we also understand that the monthly importation dropped by, I think they said about 54% to 74.5 million liters for the month of April.
It's possible. I'm not aware about it, but it's possible because the purchasing power of an individual is low.
And from what you're saying now, it appears as though people are making more money importing this product. That's why refineries here will be difficult to get some of them up and running. But all right, we'll see. So why are we not making?
I don't
Why?
think so.
What do we have to do to stop
Because
this importation?
if the importation, if not the NMPC that is doing the importations, the price of us will have been higher than this one we are selling.
But this country didn't start with importation.
Of
Let's
course,
not forget
of course,
it. We did not.
Of course.
So we can go back to that time.
Yes.
And so it was a lot better when we were not importing.
Yes,
but people are making money from
it's
importation.
It's even more convertible for us as a player in the sector.
To have it here.
Yes.
And to stop importation.
Of course. Of course.
Mr. Olanrewaju is the National Public Relations Officer for IPMAN. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.